So, Dean, I got a couple questions for you. You willing to answer some of them?
Yeah. Is that why you brought me all the way out here?
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be donuts and coffee.
And I know it's nice and cold, too. So.
Oh, no, it's not bad. It's warm out.
All right. First question is, how old were you when you went on your first exploration?
I think I was probably like 7 years old with my grandpa and my dad. We were up north and we went into saw this house on the side of the road that had no roof on it, but there were some walls standing and broken drywall, and they walked around in it. And you know, I thought if two guys who I highly respect could do this stupid crap, then I could too. So, and they were at that time older than me now, so I guess it's not too bad what I'm doing.
Awesome.
Sorry, that's how old I was. Right, sorry.
Second question, have you ever directly encountered a homeless person during your adventures?
You mean besides myself?
That's
no,
right.
No, never. Never.
All right, well, that's good. What was or is your favorite exploration so far?
Oh. Well, probably I don't know. Probably the mental institution that I've been through, because you know, you're going to a place where there was somebody where they housed people who were already mentally unstable, and some people were even so violent that they could tear your arms and legs out of your sockets. So when you go through there and it's abandoned and creepy, and it makes it even creepier knowing the background of the place. So I think that's my favorite exploration. Because you know that if Mr. Psycho comes back to visit his old room, there's a chance of that you could run into them. So it heightens the level beyond belief of the intensity of what would happen if you ran into somebody that came back to visit their old room.
What would you do if you said hello, like I do sometimes, and you actually hear somebody respond?
I'd leave.
Immediately.
Right away. I'd say, oh, sorry. Mold inspector. A lot of mold in here. My meter's going off the charts. Yeah, gotta go.
What do you feel is the main reason why you like to document what you do?
Because when you go into a place, it's like time it has been stilled. At one time there was activity in this building or house, and now it's like it's just everything has stopped. And I think that's what it is. It's like, and then it starts to take on kind of its own personality as things start to mold and mildew, and so it just kind of takes on its own personality. And when you see a building change from when it was kept up and lived in, and there was, I don't know, like love and hate and just parties and hanging out and everyday activity, and now it's dead. Because a building basically dies when it's unkept. You know, it just starts to fall apart. And they all seem to kind of, you know, they all look the same eventually when you go into a place. At least maybe with the same gas station or a house, you know, the same. Like if you only do houses, they all look the same. Or gas stations, they all look the same. Movie theaters, they all look the same. So you know, each building, a difference of a building. I know it doesn't answer the question. Takes on its own personality of the way it just decays. So, you know, I think that's why it's like, I don't know, I like to find different buildings to do because they each are different in their own way of decay, because the same kind of building rots the same way. So if you really look close, they all look the same as you go in. The same kind of building. So I think that's why I mainly like to do it. You just kind of just to see what time does to a place as it's still.
Yeah.
It's like visiting a grave, but this time you're just visiting an actual house or building that's dead.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's not a zombie that can rip your face off. It's just a building. Okay, yeah.
Very good answer, man. I appreciate it, Dean. Yeah.
Sure. No problem.
Final question is for you. What are some concerns you have or think other urban explorers should have when they go out filming?
Oh. Well, try not to get any phone numbers, pictures. really listen when you go into a building. There are times to call out and times not to. Sometimes it's like if you call out and that person's in there and they know you're there, and if they decide to be quiet, you've become a target. But then there are times to call out because you do want to let people know you're there and you don't want to shock anyone by walking up on them. So sometimes it's like, when I go into a place, it's like I'll listen first and try to be as quiet as I can, and then try to listen to hear if there's any kind of noise, and if there is, then I leave. So, because sometimes that other person in there, or whoever's in there, can set you up if they hear you. So I think that's one of the big concerns that other urban explorers should be careful of. And in a building, and this goes for me too, everything I say goes for me too. You can never be too careful, you can never be too quiet. There's always something that can go wrong. You don't know what you're going to run into, and that's a big concern. So, and then also being respectful to a place, not driving your car through the front wall, or walking in with a sledgehammer tied to a hippity hop, filled up with gunpowder and elephant dung, swinging it as you're going into a place, causing havoc and doing vandalism, and it's just better to be respectful of the property. Not going in, going, you don't want to do that. You want to be cool about it. You want to be respectful. Don't be an ass.
Sounds good, man. Thank you for your interview.
Sure, no problem.
All right.
I'm going to need more coffee, though, for this. I know you've been offering coffee to me and been very generous. Hey, this guy's been very generous with, he bought me 10 coffees, 10 large coffees I've been drinking the whole time. And he's been so wonderful. And I'd like to thank you for the Pop-Tarts, too. A whole box of Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts and coffee. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
All right.
All righty, man, Dean. Thanks.
Yep.
What do you feel is the most prominent reason why you like to document the places you do?
What does prominent mean?
Prominent, like the most crucial, or the most...
Crucial? Oh!
Like the most...
You mean
the number one reason why. The biggest, most important reason why you like...
The prominence of the important reason.
Let me re-ask.
Sorry.
So, what do you feel is the greatest reason why you like to do what you film?
Could you say that again so I'm not acting like a jackass here?
Okay, there we go. All right. What do you feel is the most important reason... Okay, fuck it. All right. What do you feel is... I swear.
Okay,
I should be on the camera too, guys. Hi. This sucks.
I'll just turn around.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Pardon me.